Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Erica. Thank you so much for clicking on my video. I would love to have you subscribe, like, comment, and if you're returning, welcome back. Thank you so much for being here. So today's video is going to be another installment of Q&A with A&E, my monthly collab with Alice. Her channel name is Alice Lynn. I love being a Grammy, and of course I will have her channel and her video linked in my description box. Now Alice and I did this for the very first time in October, and we had so much fun doing that we decided that we really needed to do this every single month. So we will be doing this on the 15th of every month. And I just adore Alice. She has become one of my really good friends. She is beautiful, she is talented, she is funny, she has amazing content, and I highly recommend that if you have not gone to her channel yet and subscribed, you really need to do that because you are going to love her. So the idea behind these collabs is that we create an eye look during this video and then answer 20 questions based on whatever theme we have going for the month. And this month is going to be our holiday themed collab. So Alice came up with 20 questions for us to answer, all based around the holidays, Christmas time, that sort of thing. Now, initially what we were going to do is we were going to find holiday pictures and send those pictures to each other. And then each of us could choose whichever picture we liked the best and then create a look based on the colors that are within that image. Now, Alice chose such a cool picture that we decided that we both were going to use that picture to create our looks around or based on. And I'm going to pop the picture up right now. And as you can see, this is a beautiful holiday picture. And the primary colors that are in this image are red, kind of a deeper purpley red. We've got green in there, blue, and then we've got these beautiful twinkly lights spread throughout the picture. So I looked through my palettes, racked my brain trying to figure out what palette I could pull in to match the colors that are within the image the best. And I chose the Club Nebula palette that Kaleidos Cosmetics did in collaboration with Angelica Nikovist. Now, this palette is no longer available, and I don't really like to use or show palettes that you can't get. I have done that a few times on my channel, but I just love this palette so much, and I've really felt like the colors in this palette match the colors that are within the image the best out of all of the palettes that I have. And I think what I'm going to do is use this shade here called Red Giant in my transition area. I think I'll deepen that up in the outer V with this shade here called Cylon. And then I think I'm going to use this shimmer across the lid. This is called Celestial. I just felt like this color and the flips to it do the best job out of all the shimmers in here to match those like twinkly lights that are in the picture. And then I think on the lower lash line, I'm going to use 7 of 9 and then Void, kind of bring the green and the blues from the image into my look. Now this green, I don't know if it's exactly the same green that's in the image. That's more of like a true green. This is kind of like a teal, more blue-based green, but I think close enough. And then I think I'll use this shade here called Firefly in my inner corner. It's this beautiful green-based shimmer, but it's kind of got like a, I don't know, pink and blue shift to it. This palette is absolutely stunning, and I love the mattes and the shimmers. They're just incredible. And I'm really bummed that this is a limited edition palette. I'm really hoping that at some point Kaleidos Cosmetics will re-release this palette. I don't think they're going to, but man, wouldn't that be great? Because I know of a lot of people that did not get this palette that would really like to get it. So hopefully they'll do that someday. So if you guys are interested to watch my look come together using the Club Nebula palette from Kaleidos Cosmetics and listen to my answers to the 20 questions that Alice came up with, all holiday themed, then please sit back, relax, and let's get started. All right, let's get started on this look for my collab with Alice using the Club Nebula palette. Now I do have my eyebrows done and this eyelid is primed in the P. Louise eyeshadow base in Rumor 01. And I think I'm just gonna do one eye on camera. Some of the answers to these questions I don't think are gonna be super long. So I'm hoping I can get through all 20 in the time it takes me to just do one eye. We shall see. And I will start off with this shade right here called Red Giant and put that in my transition area and also a little bit in my outer V. And also start answering these questions. So number 1 is, what is your favorite thing about Christmas? And I would say Christmas morning is my favorite thing. It was a little bit more fun when my kids were little, you know, to see them get up in the morning and come downstairs and see what Santa brought them. And, you know, my kids are adults now, so it kind of stinks that I don't have that reaction anymore on Christmas morning. But I do have a grandson. He's just a teeny baby right now, but as he ages, I'm really hoping that at some point I can be present on Christmas morning and see his reaction to what Santa brought him. Question number 2 is, what is your least favorite thing about Christmas? And that would be shopping. I don't love to shop, and thank goodness you can do a lot of shopping online now. I mean, there are certain things that I won't get online because I want to make sure that, like, you know, it's the right size, or I don't know, sometimes I just kind of have to see something first, like in person, before I purchase it. But I've never really been a champion shopper. I just like to go in, get what I want to get, and get the heck out of there. Question number 3 is, what is your favorite holiday food? That's tough. I like a lot of food around the holiday time. My favorite thing to have, like, for Christmas dinner is ham. I love ham. I would much rather have ham on Thanksgiving than turkey. But I also really like Christmas cookies, any kind of like holiday dessert. I'm all about it. I also really like this Jell-O salad that my mom used to make every Christmas, and I'm trying to frantically search for the recipe for that. We can't find it in her cookbooks at my dad's house, but I'm hoping that I can maybe, I don't know, try to find it online. It was just kind of this thing that she put together. So I don't know. I think that looks pretty good. I will go back around the outer edge of that with just a plain nothing on it brush and kind of blend that out a little bit more. But now I'm going to go into my outer V, and I am going to go into this shade here called Cylon, I believe. And let me answer the next question. Number 4, have you ever regifted a present? And I don't think I have. I mean, there have been things that, like, I didn't necessarily like, or like I got maybe like a lotion that I didn't really like the scent of, or a candle that I didn't really like the scent of, and I've given those to my daughter before, but she knew, you know, that I had gotten it for Christmas and just wasn't a fan of it. But I don't think I've ever like given somebody a gift that I received and like made it look like it was a gift I got for them, you know? So I don't think I've ever done that. Number 5, have you ever returned a present you didn't like for store credit? I have taken things back that I didn't really like to get something different. You know, like if my mom got me like a sweater and I didn't really like the color, I might take it back and get a different color, or like the size was wrong or something. Or, you know, maybe she got me something that I just did not like, and so I exchanged it for something else. But is that what that means, I guess? I don't know. And I think this is deepening up very nice. I do have quite a bit of fallout down there, and I will clean that up. Number 6 is, what would your elf name be? Probably Cheapy McCheapskate would be my elf name. I'm pretty cheap. I mean, I'm not cheap when it comes to buying gifts for my family and friends and stuff for Christmas and everything, but for myself and my makeup collection, you guys have seen, it's, you know, I got a lot of drugstore stuff, more affordable stuff. So yeah, I would say that Cheapy McCheapskate would be my elf name. I do think, however, I am going to go back around this just to blend that out just a little bit with Red Giant again. Number 7 is, what Christmas carol gets stuck in your head the most? And you know that Christmas carol where she says, I want a hippopotamus for Christmas? I want a hippopotamus for Christmas. Oh, that gets stuck in my head all the time. And I literally want to take my brain out of my head and sit it down and let it run its course. And then when it's done, put it back in my head, because I cannot stand that Christmas carol. I mean, you know, my kids thought it was cute when they were little, but man, the first time I ever heard that, I was like, what is this? And then it gets stuck in my head all the time. Now I'm going to go into this shimmer right here called Celestial. I thought about maybe using Nova, but that's, I don't know. I think I am just going to stick with Celestial and put that across the lid. The next question is, do you enjoy making homemade cookies and decorating them, or do you buy them already made? I used to always make Christmas cookies every year from like the time I was a little kid. You know, into high school, college, into my early adulthood. When my kids were little, we would always make Christmas cookies every year. And then since my kids have moved out, I don't really do that often, but oh my God, that is so gorgeous. Oh, it's pink and orange and gold. It's just amazing. But I am really seriously considering making Christmas cookies this year. We'll see. I don't know. But I also will go and buy Christmas cookies too. They just don't ever really taste as good as the ones that are homemade. Number 9, what is the strangest thing you have ever used or seen used as wrapping paper? I have used newspaper before to wrap gifts with. And I can also remember, like, when my kids were little and we lived with my parents, you know, sometimes my mom would get the kids kind of bigger gifts that were kind of awkward and didn't really come in a box, and they were kind of hard to wrap. So she would put them in like a garbage bag like a kitchen garbage bag, you know, like the plastic bags, and put a big red bow around it. Now, if you go to the dollar store, they do have those big bags that have like, you know, Christmas decorations on them, like wreaths or Santas or snowmen. But back in the day, they didn't really have that. So yeah, I have seen my mom use a trash bag to wrap a gift. I am going to go back into Cylon, the shade right here, just a little bit, and just kind of take the edge of that shimmer down. And question number 10 is, be honest, is it really the thought that counts? And I mean, yeah, you know, I guess I've been pretty lucky in a sense, because I haven't ever really gotten like, you know, gifts that I just hated. Other than the stuffed animal that my grandparents got me when I was little that looked like roadkill. But other than that, I mean, you know, I've gotten some things I didn't love, of course, but I don't know. I mean, I always am very touched when somebody gets me a gift of any kind. So yeah, I do think that the thought counts. Let's see, number 11, if you had to live in a holiday movie, which one would it be? I'm gonna go back in with my finger just a little bit, maybe just add a little bit more pigment to that shade. These are kind of toppery shimmers, so I mean, it probably would have looked a little better if maybe if I'd put matte across the whole lid and then just top the whatever. I'm just going to keep going, you guys. The Christmas movie that I would love to live in is The Grinch, the one with Jim Carrey. That is so cute, and the setting, the sets are so amazing, and I love that movie so much. And I haven't watched that yet this holiday season, and I cannot wait to watch that. My kids and I love to watch that movie together and laugh like idiots. I love Jim Carrey, and I just think that's a great rendition of The Grinch. Now I am going to take just a plain brush here, if I can find one. Yeah, there we go. And I'm just going to go around the edge of this and just kind of buff that out just a little bit, because it's getting a little harsh looking for me. Let me answer another question though. Number 12, what celebrity would be the most fun to spend the holidays with? Well, I love Anthony Hopkins, so I would love to spend the holidays with Anthony, but I also love Jack Black. I think he would be fun to spend the holidays with. You know, Anthony Hopkins might be a little bit more serious. I mean, I don't know the guy. He might be a total hoot. I don't know. But Jack Black is just hysterical, and I think he would be just a blast to have around for the holidays. So now I'm going to do my lower lash line. I did pop a little bit of concealer on down here like I always do. And I'm going to do my lower waterline. And this is the, if I can turn it around, right? I always turn it like 15 times. This is the Milani Stay Put Waterproof Eyeliner in Keep On Sapphire. I'm going to put this in my lower waterline. Let me answer another question. Number 13, if you could spend the holidays anywhere in the world, where would it be and why? And I would love to go to the UK and spend the holidays with Steph, not your basic Steph. She is my best friend and my soul sister. And I have never met her in person, of course, because you know, she lives in the UK. And I would love to go to the UK and spend the holidays with her and her family, like have my family and I go there. That would be just wonderful. And she and I talk video call every morning during the week. And we've been talking about that a lot lately, that we wish we lived closer so we could spend the holidays together. Now, let's see here. I think I want to put the blue and green on the, I don't think, I do want to put the blue and green on the lower lash line. You know, that green might be cool too. But that green in that image is a little bit more deeper than that. I don't know. There's this one too. This is kind of like a really deep green. I think I'll start off with Void and put that on my outer part of the lower lash line. And then I'll figure out what green I'm going to use by the time we get there. Let me answer another question. Number 14, what is your favorite outdoor activity to do in the winter? And I used to like to ski and snowboard, but I don't do that anymore because I've had too many back surgeries and no thank you. But I love to go for walks and see the Christmas lights. We live in a neighborhood that has some really pretty houses, and my neighbors go berserk decorating their house with Christmas lights. And I'm getting a lot of fallout, but I will clean that up. So it's always fun to go for walks at night. We do that, my husband and I do that a lot on the weekends, and just watch the Christmas lights, see the Christmas lights, really fun. However, driving home from work in that mess is awful, because people will start taking their kids or whatever to go through the neighborhood to see the Christmas lights. And they'll start it at like 5 o'clock. And that's around the time I'm getting off work to come home. And getting down my street is kind of a challenge sometimes. So we always kind of dread it around this time of year, because we're like, oh God, it's going to take us 5 hours to get home. And now for the green, I think I'm just going to go with this one, 7 of 9. I know that that's not the right green, but you know what? I'm just going to stick with it. Number 15 is, what is your favorite winter beverage? And probably peppermint mochas, I would say, from Starbucks. I do not like eggnog. I like the smell of eggnog and I like the taste of eggnog, but I don't like the consistency of it. It's kind of gross. And I don't drink alcohol, so I mean, I can't really choose an alcoholic beverage, but I would definitely have to choose peppermint mochas from Starbucks. Number 16, what one word describes the holidays for you? And I would say family. That's when my son comes home from college and, you know, I have both of my kids together with me. I love that. I miss that so much. I mean, you know, I was glad that they, you know, moved out on their own and are doing their own thing, but I do miss having them in the house. I really do. So having everybody together, my husband and my son's girlfriend and my daughter's husband and my grandbaby and my dad, everybody, it's just really nice to have us all together. So I would say that family really defines the holidays for me. Number 17, what is your favorite scent for the holidays? And I have 2 candles. I have one that's Christmas spice, and then I have no idea what the brand is. I think it was just like some generic brand I got like at Walmart that I love. It's kind of like cinnamon and maybe like, I don't know. It's kind of got a fruity smell to it too, but the cinnamon spicy smell is so nice. And then I have another candle that's called Pine Vanilla that I love. So those are my 2 favorite scents. Now I'm going to do my inner corner, and I'm going to go into the shade here called Firefly. Ooh, beautiful green shimmer. And I think I am going to spray this because it's, you know, these shimmers are a little flaky, but they're just incredible. Let me answer number 18. If you had to make all of your Christmas gifts yourself, what would you make? I don't know that anybody would want me to make them a Christmas gift. I mean, I can cross stitch, so I would say something cross stitch related. I also do, oh my God, that is gorgeous. Oh, that is so pretty. Man, that is an inner corner pop of color. I'm telling you that right now. Holy cow. I also do something called quilling, which is like paper artwork, and I haven't done that in a really long time, and I love to do that. It's really like soothing to me, and it's really fun. So yeah, I mean, I could make stuff for Christmas. I mean, I used to do that. I used to cross stitch things for my family members all the time. Just haven't done it in a while. So, you know, I can do okay. Number 19, do you have any family traditions for the holidays? Yeah and no. I mean, we had definite traditions when my kids were little. Like I would let them open a gift on Christmas Eve night, and then they would open the rest of their presents in the morning. But we don't really do that anymore because they're adults and they kind of do their own thing. We do have Christmas Eve at my husband's parents' house, my in-laws' house, and then we typically do Christmas morning and throughout the day at my dad's house. So I think that would be the main traditions that we have. I'm trying to get this to be a little bit more contained because I kind of blew it out a little bit, but I'm gonna have to clean that up when I put my face makeup on. Okay, and then the last question is, what is your favorite Christmas song? And that would be Carol of the Bells. That is my favorite Christmas carol. I love that. That dun 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 dun. I love it. It's so good. And there's a version of that I found on YouTube, and I think it's is it the Vienna Boys Choir? Something like that. And it's so good. And I listen to that every year at Christmas time. Okay, I answered all the questions. I got it done in the time it took me to do one eye. I mean, I had to kind of drag it out a little bit. But I am going to go off camera, do my other eye, put the rest of my face makeup on, the finishing touches, and I'll come back and show you how everything came together. I am back, and this is the finished look. And I love how this look turned out. I was very nervous to film this video and to create this look. When Alice chose that picture, I mean, I loved it, and we both loved it, so that's why we decided to use it today. But it really dawned on me that I was going to have to create a look using all of those colors. And, you know, I'm just not the most experienced at using those kind of colors together, but I really do think this came together very well. And I love the Club Nebula palette. And while the shades may not be the exact tones that are in the image that are in that palette, I do think I did a pretty decent job of sticking to the color story in the image using that palette. And of course, I'm going to show it to you again and we'll talk about it again. But before I do, I did want to go over a few things I used in my finished look today. On my lips, I used the Maybelline New York Super Stay Vinyl Ink Lipstick in the shade 30 Unrivaled. Now, I have used this what, 4 or 5 times, and there were a couple of times that it felt really sticky, and today it doesn't feel sticky. It feels like it did the first time I used it. And I don't know if maybe my lips were just being weird, I don't know, but this feels really nice, and I think this is a beautiful color, and I really do like this formula when it's not sticky. And then for my mascara, I use the Queen Nubia Cosmetics mascara in black. Shakara, the brand owner, she threw this in for my last order, or with my last order. I ordered Dion's some lippies, and she just threw this in for me, and I'm really enjoying using this. I've used this a handful of times now, and I love it. And then for my upper lid liner, I did use the Flash Cat Eye by Infallible, made by L'Oreal Paris. I am freaking out about this eyeliner, you guys. It is so amazing. Got this at the drugstore. I think it was like maybe 12 bucks, and it just works like a charm. I just love it. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palette. This is the Club Nebula palette that I use today in my look. This is done by Kaleidos Cosmetics in collaboration with Angelica Nikovist. The packaging of this palette alone is stunning, but the color story is just where it's at. I'm telling you. Now the shades that I use for this look today are Red Giant. I use that in my transition area and a little bit in my outer V. I use Cylone here to deepen up the outer V into my transition area just a little bit. And then I use this shade here called Void and this shade here called 7 of 9 on the lower lash line. All of the mattes that I used are incredible. They are very pigmented. You don't need a whole lot when you go in. When I was doing this other eye, I had way too much of that shade on my brush and I was like, whoa! It took me a while to kind of blend things out and calm things down a little bit. But just wonderful mattes, beautifully pigmented, blend out lovely. I mean, there's times when if you put too much of a matte on a brush, you're stuck because it just won't blend, and this blends beautifully. And then the shimmers that I chose today are Celestial. I put that across the lid, and then I use this shade here called Firefly in my inner corner. And they are stunning, very multi-chrome. This one has like a pink to green to gold. And this is kind of like I don't even know what this is. It's like green, but pink and like icy blue, maybe a little bit of lavender, really interesting shades. And they are flakier. And I would say too, that they might even be considered more of like a topper shimmer maybe. I don't know. I really do feel like they were opaque enough and like rich and thick enough to really cover the lid nicely. But I do think they would look really nicely popped over the top of one of these mattes as well. And I'm so happy that I have this palette. It's just gorgeous. Everything about it just works really well and very unique and different. And I really do hope, like I always say, that they will re-release this at some point. I've never heard that they're going to do that. But man, I wish they would, because this, I think, I mean, this is the only Kaleidos Cosmetics palette that I own. But looking at the other palettes on the website, in terms of their color stories and stuff, I don't know, I just think this is so awesome. So let's keep our fingers crossed that they re-release this palette again. So we have another installment of the Q&A with A&E in the books. I will have Alice's channel and her video linked in my description box. I highly recommend that you guys go to Alice's channel and subscribe. You are going to love her. I cannot wait to watch her video and see her look come together. I don't even know what palette she's going to be using, and I cannot wait to hear the answers to the 20 questions that she came up with. And I would love for you guys to answer these questions in the comment section. That would be wonderful. And if you have a channel and you'd like to answer these questions on your channel, feel free. That would be amazing. Just make sure to tag Alice and I so that we can watch your videos. And I look forward to the next installment of Q&A with A&E that's coming on January 15th. That's going to be really fun. I don't really think we have a theme yet or an idea of what we're going to be doing, but I'm really looking forward to planning that with Alice. She is beautiful, amazing, one of my dearest friends, and I adore her. And this is such a pleasure and an honor to do this monthly collab with her. Thank you guys so much for taking time out of your busy day or evening to sit down and watch my video. It always means the world to me. If you have subscribed, you would like to subscribe, do not forget to hit the notification bell. That way you're aware of all of my future uploads. I cannot wait to see you guys again in my next video, but in the meantime, please take care of yourself, be well, safe, happy, and I hope to see you very soon. Thanks again, you guys. Take care. Bye.
Drop it.